Ladies and gentlemen, we would now like to present to you and formally introduce Bob, Cos, and Arthur, the Play No Games podcast.
It's your favorite podcast, where we talk about real life and exchange a few laughs. We sticking to our path. When you find understanding, just know that that will never last. We ain't here to play no games. The world is getting crazy, and now we know we gotta be the change.
What's poppin'? Do y'all hear that? That new sound? That new crisp sound. Welcome to the Play No Games podcast / show. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Cartier Bob.
I'm also one of your hosts. My name is Cos.
And I'm Arthur.
And we had to bless y'all with something brand spanking new because
Oh, is a new song on this episode?
it's definitely
okay.
it's live because we outside. Because I want to play no games.
I don't want to play.
Come on, that's it.
Games.
Like, comment, subscribe to our guests.
I asked you to get a freestyle on there, and you denied me.
Man, you know what I'm saying? I was in the booth. Martin had a dream. Cartier
So if you guys
had a
know how to
dream.
send help, please send help. This is the Play No Games podcast. We're located in Northeast Portland. Oh,
And a secret location.
yeah. Please send help. Oh, we on our first segment? That's how we're going to do this?
Like, comment,
Yeah.
subscribe.
There we go. Perfect.
Welcome to the Play No Games segment. This could be positive, negative, or informative. But all you have to say is, I'm ready to play no games about this. All right, y'all. So, here we go. You're not going first.
Damn. Reverse psychology.
Cos.
Yes,
You're not going first either.
I knew it.
Oh, it leaves me. Oh, yeah, so I'm going to go first. So today I'm playing no games, kind of more positive in the fact that Lil Wayne is a professional skateboarder now, which I
Whoa.
must have to say congratulations to him because he's been skateboarding forever. And so for him now to kind of mellow out the rapping to get into skateboarding is, I think, kind of dope for him. Yeah.
Question:
Yeah.
What classifies him as a professional, quote unquote, skateboarder? Is it like a license? Is it a tournament thing?
See, I think it's a tournament thing. He
Okay.
competed.
Like a ranking?
Yeah, I think he competed in the last major skateboarding tournament.
Damn. Damn.
Oh, he wasn't skateboarding in the I'm Not a Human music video and did that kickflip. And I was like, damn, he
Well,
was a skater.
I remember like watching him back in the day at the MTV Awards with like a skateboard in his hand. I was like,
So he had like that
Oh, he's like-
skateboarding, like few years of like really getting his music into skateboarding,
Mhm.
and like when he had that rock album, which was weird as hell. But like I think this has been something that he finally was just like, I'm just gonna go focus my time on that. I'll have to look into it. Maybe Fact Dragon can. I can't think of the competition he just competed in, but it was recently. He just competed in a major
and
competition.
how old is Lil Wayne?
38.
Oh, he's 38.
I think he's in his 40s, isn't he?
No, he's not
Damn.
40 yet because he
looked 45.
he looks 70, bro.
That codeine.
Yeah. Man, I'm surprised,
I-
is what do you call it? It's like
40.
He is 40.
40?
Yep.
What do you call like your balance and like,
Equilibrium.
your equilibrium? I hope he cut them dreads because we swinging and doing all those kick flips.
Hey, man, some people know how to shake them dreads.
Nigel Houston had dreads when he was young and skateboarding.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But he's got them like rich dreads though, where I'm pretty sure there's more stuff in them.
Oh, are you saying Lil Wayne's balding?
hey.
No, but good for him.
What?
Especially to be 40 and like throwing out kick flips and all that.
But
Man.
yeah, I think it's dope for him, man, to finally like chase his other passions and his dreams, and
Mhm.
I think it's something that like as a young black man like inspired to do.
He's
too,
not
but-
young.
No, me.
Okay, I was about to say he's far from young. I just
leave,
fear.
fool.
I just fear if if you know.
I mean, you got to look at like Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk still skates sometimes in professional competitions. Tony Hawk is old.
Tony Hawk's body's used to the shit. Lil Wayne's body ain't used to that shit.
Used to that codeine. He feel good.
Exactly. His body's like, we're used to this, but really.
That's good. That's funny.
Yeah, let's see. Because Tony Hawk is 55, and he just he's still.
Now,
Yeah.
how long can a rapper keep that little in his name? Is that permanent?
I think it's just Wayne now.
It's definitely.
It's kind. Is it just Wayne now?
It's Wayne.
Okay.
Easy F baby.
Wheezy F baby.
The F stands for finisher.
Okay. All right. I don't know.
F is for what?
Finishing. You finish.
Okay.
Just like you last week, you finished, right?
What?
Right?
On her back,
Pause.
cause?
On that, is it my turn?
On her back, cause.
Good night.
He's on his Tiger Woods.
Oh, on the back nine. Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's like, hey, babe, I'll pull out for you. Got the tie.
All right. Who's next?
You're next, cause.
I'm next.
Playing no games.
I'm playing no games about a challenge. Issuing a challenge, actually, right here, right now, live on video.
I'm confused.
Mr. Bob.
I'm going to cut a lot of that. Yes.
I challenge you to a game of tennis.
Challenge me to a game of tennis.
I've shaken the rust off. I want to I want to see how a high school player compares to a college player. For first to 8, best
First to 8.
or best out of 8. No, first to 8 win by 2. Yeah. Just one set.
You want to a set is like 3. We playing like 5 games. That's one set.
No, we're going to play to 8 games.
Playing 8 games.
One set, first to 8 win by 2.
Ooh.
This Sunday.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Not that I'm running from the smoke, but I'm not gonna lie.
You running from the smoke, y'all.
This month and for the next 5 to 6 weeks, we're gonna have to delay the challenge.
The next 5 to 6 weeks?
Yeah.
What?
I got a lot of things I'm doing.
It's just like an hour.
True, but I still going. I gotta shake off my own rust, so you're gonna have to get me during the fall. I'll say that.
Okay. Do you want to at least hit balls before then?
We can hit some balls. I
can
think
hit some balls,
I have
alright.
I have some bandwidth for that because when I defeat you, I want to crush you real quick. I want to make it in and out.
Okay.
So I will say
If you beat me, I'll let you coach me.
This is a delayed challenge.
This is a delayed challenge. So everyone
I'm not gonna lie to
He's
you.
running from the smoke, y'all.
I'm not running from the smoke. I just have a very
Also,
big,
my like shaking off the rust is like 2 hitting sessions. Like I'm not.
I got you. Are you? You must be a 2-fisted backhand.
I'm one hand.
Oh, we talked about this. Yes, you're on one hand.
I'm a one hand backhand.
Well, so yeah, people. I'm gonna do it with them. I'm gonna be honest.
Backhand?
I'm one-handed.
Really, you're one handed? Who taught you that?
Don Johnson.
Don Johnson. Okay.
I know you'll never watch this, Don, but you changed my life. Positive black man.
Don't see a lot of Americans with 2-hand backhands.
You coach tennis?
Yeah.
Is that the same football coach, Don?
No.
Oh, okay.
Mm-mm. No nonsense. Making kids that couldn't read Don Johnson.
Oh, your English teacher you talking about.
But that was cute. That was cute. I think that this is what I will agree to. I'm going to try to hit with you.
Okay.
Before anything. But when the challenge, we'll go from there.
Okay. All right.
September.
Okay.
We need a headline.
The skateboarding thing. So generally it's considered to be when a person's name can be sold alongside to sell board or skateboarding equipment. So like Tony Hawk's skate deck or like something like that. When that's selling, that's kind of when you're pro. And Lil Wayne actually got his first little skate deck. They did a little ceremony for it, but yeah. So for my reading, that's that.
All right.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Fact Dragon at his best. I guess I'm next, right? Okay. I want to play no games with 3 things. I want to do rapid fire. 1, I want to play no games about this fucking Sunday. This is why I can't accept Casa's challenge. Because One Piece, one of the greatest motherfucking anime of all time, is having a legendary episode because Luffy's going Gear 5. And it's
Gear 5. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything. I already know what happens. But yes, it's just going to be a monumental anime
This is the
moment.
finale, though, right? This is not the no. Well, this is monumental until he hits Gear 6.
I don't think they're going to do Gear 6. But I'll just say this. The reason why it's monumental because One Piece is over.
They didn't think they'd go past Super Saiyan 2 also.
our changes make sense. I'm just saying this. It's a monumental, and I'm just going to say this right now. Luffy turning Gear 5 is going to break the internet. It's going to break the internet better than Barbie and motherfucking Oppenheimer.
No, but it will be cool. Right. And you're talking the manga specifically, right?
Yeah, we already. If you read the manga, you already know what Gear 5 is about. So shout out to that. I'm gonna be watching it on Sunday. That's why I'm playing tennis. I'm having a watch party. It's gonna be
having a watch party.
Anywho,
and he doesn't invite me.
The watch party is literally me being on like Zoom with people. Anywho, that's my anime group chat. Shout out to y'all. Also, next, what I want rapid fire playing on games about. Oh, okay. People who can't hear what they're saying.
I'm confused on Luffy going Super Saiyan 5.
Anywho, the disrespect. Other thing when I'm rapid fire playing no games about is literally, I feel like I finally have figured out me. I finally figured out like how to say my purpose. And I think the purpose of why I do all the things I do, whether I'm in work mode, here mode, is I want to help people feel accepted and seen. And I want to kind of say that because I feel like that is a marketing thing, but also when, I'm more of a Nas guy than a Jay-Z guy, but I'll just say this.
Respect.
I'll say this. When Jay-Z quotes saying, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman, he's really talking about your purpose, your brand, like what are you? And I think over all of these last 4 or 5 months, I think I really figured out my brand, my purpose, and that's making people feel seen and accepted. And more of that stuff is going to be coming out very soon. And then the last thing, when I said rapid fire play no games about, I want to play no games about Kwani. Kwani, you gave us a new song, and it would be disrespectful for us not to talk about it. The Play No Game song. It's a 2-minute song. It's glorious. It's near and dear to my heart.
Where can people listen to the full song?
We're going to have it up on our page. And it's just a smooth song. I actually previewed it for a couple other people, and they said this shit slaps.
It's good. It's good.
Joshua, Melu, and whatever. I previewed for a couple people. They said it slapped. So I'm just curious. No. Shout out to you, Kwani. Thank you so much. How do y'all feel about it? How do y'all feel about it?
Ultimately, I think I'm going to have to hear it probably like 20 more times. But I felt that it was too slow a little bit. I mean, I liked it, but it's just too slow for an intro. Ooh, hey. But I feel like I think the more and more I listen to it, I think the more and more it'll be palatable for me to embrace it as our new thing.
Yeah, I liked it. It is very It is very personal. It's very personal to us and to the show. So for that reason, I enjoy it, and it's a good melody.
Hearing it again after a while, I feel like he really listened to the show and like he tried to capture it the best that he could. So I just want to say shout out to you. We're going to be talking about your music very soon. I appreciate you, my man. And I want to play no games about Kwani, the artist, and, him I don't want to say dinking and driving, I don't know. I was trying to figure out like something cool to say. I'll cut it out. Anywho, Kwani.
Shaking and baking.
There we go. Ha-ha. Keep shaking and baking, my man. Appreciate you.
Robert needs help.
All right, who's got the first topic of the day?
Boom.
I do? Okay. Let's start out. All right, raise your hand, everyone in the room. Who has seen Oppenheimer?
Of course you've seen Oppenheimer.
Who has seen Barbie? Wow, wait, actually?
Yeah.
You guys haven't seen either.
I'll just say this. I've seen Oh, wait a second.
Then maybe this isn't a topic.
No,
If-
no,
if
no,
You
no.
guys can't talk about it.
I
Can someone in the back talk about it?
F them. No, I can talk about it. I am qualified to talk about these movies I have not seen.
Oh.
Yes, yeah.
That's like me talking about Gear 5.
That's fine. All I'm
Look
saying,
what you just did.
all I'm saying
They
is,
probably turned off the recording too.
if they turn off the recording, it'd be very spooky. All I'm saying is, I've heard people talk about it enough, seen enough news articles enough. I know enough about Oppenheimer and Barbie to have an opinion, even though I haven't seen it.
Okay, then. All right.
Fuck yeah.
I was gonna ask which one did you like more.
I don't give a fuck about either movie.
You don't give a fuck about
honestly.
either one, even though it's changing Hollywood.
How? Talk to me then.
It's like for a double feature. I think it's now holds the record for most amount of revenue brought in the first week for like
Nice.
2 movies.
I'm not surprised, but it doesn't.
And the fact that like they're kind of allowing directors to have more free say. Like people. So it's so expensive to create a movie now, and so many things have to go through the supply chain that's why we got so many remakes, sequels, and this stuff the last couple of years. If you look like what Disney's doing, where they're remaking all like the classic Disney movies into live actions, and you're getting a lot of sequels that don't need like Ghostbusters. Do we really need another Ghostbusters? Do we need another Indiana Jones? You know, that type of stuff. Versus now with these 2 movies, it's studios that allow directors free reign of like a new project and a new IP essentially.
You realize Barbie was a show, right?
I don't know
TV show?
if anyone
It was
really
Barbie.
watched it, but this movie has nothing to do with that TV show.
But I understand it. But it takes like the childhood show.
Barbie
thing.
was never a show.
Yes, it was.
No.
Maybe it was like for like
There was like the only thing was the Tyra Banks movie on fucking Disney
I'll
Channel.
tell you, and that wasn't Barbie either.
But it was a play on Barbie.
It was a play on Barbie.
Whenever they get back from whatever they're doing, I'm gonna have them fact check that. I don't think-
But I'll tell you that, like the Barbie movie was not made to sell Barbie dolls. I'll tell you
They
that
weren't-
right now.
Oh, you don't think so?
No, I'll tell you right now. It's not.
Oh, we got.
I do.
Do you think so?
I do.
Absolutely.
I agree.
I think.
I think it's a play on money.
in some way maybe. But if you kind of, I don't know, if you see the movie, it doesn't actually really show Barbie in the best light.
It doesn't have to show Barbie in the best light for it to sell Barbies.
It doesn't, but like
it's
the
a modernized mentality of
individuals. I'll say this: the individuals that are enjoying that movie, that saw that movie, are girls who grew up that had Barbie.
Absolutely. That's why it doesn't take away. All it does is show reflection onto who a lot of these girls present themselves to be after having a Barbie. So it's like a mirror effect almost. That's what it seems like. I haven't seen the movie, but
And then
that's perspective.
those same adults are going to buy their children Barbie and explain to them what Barbie is from a kid level
and
to
what
a
it
teenage
meant
level.
meant to them to have Barbie in their life.
It opens the avenue for Barbie to be.
I think it's easy to say
Kid-friendly.
that from like an outside perspective, but if you like go see the movie, I'd say it's
Okay.
a lot different. And I don't want to spoil stuff, but it.
Spoiler alert.
I'm
so,
not watching it, so
Okay. So, I've heard enough people talking about Barbie and what I do. I heard nothing. I heard about Oppenheimer and Barbie so much this week and last week.
Okay.
In my job, I was like, I don't need to see these fucking movies. Anyway, all I'm
I
saying.
think you should see them though.
No. So I know in the Barbie movie that they're playing on feminism and how Ken was pretty much what women are in our modern day society. Barbie goes to the real world. Ken figures out that men are treated better. Barbie world, all that other bullshit. So I get it. Barbie meets the creator. She ain't got no coochie. She gets a coochie.
That's like at the very end. Okay.
I'm just saying, like,
That's-
I've
alright.
seen, I've heard and seen enough clips
Okay.
to like have an opinion where like I agree a little bit more with AJ, where I'm like, there's so much more flexibility, but I can also, let's just say this: I don't think you're speaking for them, but like, you know, the Ben Shapiro's, how they're burning Barbies. Like, what is your take? I'm curious.
No, I don't. I'll say this. I don't. The movie was fun, and I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah,
Is there some man hating in there? Yeah, there is.
1,000%.
There is. But it's like, take it with like a grain of salt. Like that's kind of what's meant to be taken as. It's not like like people like Ben Shapiro that made a whole stink about it being like too woke. and all of this stuff. It's like, I don't know, man. You sound like a guy that can't make a woman come. Like, if I'm just being honest, that's what, like, having that mentality towards that is like, no, women can't have a movie about them. So for that reason, the movie's fun. If you're a guy, you can enjoy the movie and not feel bad about enjoying it as a guy. Because I think a lot of guys feel that way. Because a lot of the movie is hating on men specifically. Just learn to laugh about it. Like, that's my advice.
It's just so interesting because I feel like from what I'm coming at it from like the reactions for like how empowering it was and like how now we have a movie where the roles are reversed of how life would have been or be like or things like that. And I always come from a perspective of like, it's almost kind of like when I look at culture where like when they talk about like how Black History Month is in February, right? I always feel that Black History Month is every day, and that's something I experience, but there's always a really good importance of highlighting certain people, races, and I like that there's a movie like this, and I feel like, once again, people, when they look at this, take this as another divisive, how can I say this, divisive, like, tool, or like, you're reading too much into it. It's almost like Jadidion going to the WNBA and like sleeping
On the bed, yeah.
So
making it more than what it is.
Yeah.
Barbie didn't have a live action movie, but it's had animated movies since 2001.
Yeah.
2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009. Like,
yeah, but like
Barbie
the movie is based off the Barbie doll. Same way like Oppenheimer is based off of like the history of what occurred.
Yeah, no, but my thing is, it's like that still doesn't negate the fact of these movies that have already been presented as Barbie, because those animated series are based off the Barbie doll too. Nothing takes away from Barbie in that aspect. My thing to people is they did the same thing they did to when you look at the movie like Toy Soldiers, for example, right? That's what it reminds me of. Is this aspect of creating something out of a fantasy perspective. When you think of Toy Soldier, it was what? It is a male-dominated action film based off of these toys, right? Toys that men play with. So of course it's gonna dominate women. It talks bad about women in that movie. Like, this is a woman-dominated movie based off of a woman toy or a female-dominated toy. I'm not going to say no men own Barbies, but what I'm saying is, like, we have to look at that from that perspective. Of course, like, to me, it's a sell on the toy itself. Like, when it comes to this movie, it's, yeah, the creator of this movie probably played with Barbie dolls as a kid and was like, it'd be dope to come out with a movie to try and relive my childhood. And everyone who probably went to go see that went and relived their childhood of old Barbies and how they used to be and what they were, what they felt to them. And watching that movie gave them that euphoric feeling. Not a bad thing. I'm not knocking it. That's the point of it. But a lot of movies are out there for people to relive their euphoric moments. Is that something that I want to partake in? Does I feel like it's a waste of time? Absolutely. It's not for me. That's my phone. Sorry.
Oh. All right, but either way, I'm not telling you to go see Barbie or not see Barbie. Both of you should see Oppenheimer, though. That's a better movie than Barbie. I'll say that.
I don't know. I don't agree with that either. I feel like we continue to perpetuate the same things we do in movies as we talk about American War in 90% of our movies. And it's like, why do we continue to talk about American War when the effects of American War still affects our people every day?
Well, that's what the movie touches on. It touches on the effects of how Robert Oppenheimer felt after he created the bomb, realizing that he actually created something that was a chain reaction that not only ended when they dropped it on Japan, but is actually going to continue forever. And he realized that they're just going to make bigger bombs.
So how is that something that we want to promote and talk about? That's something
because it enlightens you, and
it gives you information on what happened in our society that continues to happen. people continue to do negative things and want to present a movie and present something that says we're sorry for what we did. We're sorry for creating something that can destroy the whole world. We're sorry for doing that.
I
I
definitely
don't really get your point there. I'll be honest. I don't get it.
You don't
Because-
have to get it.
Because
I-
if
I
you're
offered-
able to take a topic, the whole point of the movie is it's able to take a topic that's really difficult to understand and controversial and making it in a way that's easier to consume as an individual and enjoy as you're learning about it, and it's bringing light to it.
So, okay, another kind of direction on this. Pearl Harbor,
Okay.
right? We come out with a movie about Pearl Harbor.
Okay, but that
About why? But why?
But that movie is a love story. That
But-
movie
but
has nothing to do about Pearl
Why?
Harbor.
Yes, it does. But why?
Why do we come out with it?
Yeah.
Because
Why?
Americans love war movies.
Why? That's what I'm saying.
The thing is, this isn't even.
That's exactly what I'm saying. We continue to talk about the narrative. We talk about World War I all the time. We talk about movies that talk about World War I and how we saved the world. Why? We push a narrative for what?
Okay, man. Okay.
you get where he's coming from now.
I get. The thing is, this isn't a war movie. Oppenheimer isn't a war
I
movie.
understand. But it's the same narrative. We continue to push the same narrative. This was a mistake that was created. A mistake that was created. Dropped a bomb on a whole country, and we talk about the effects of what we just did.
Yeah.
How is that something that we want to go watch and talk about? Because who does that affect? That affects the Japanese people we dropped the bomb on.
Yeah, but it also teaches future generations the consequence of it.
Exactly. It goes into
And it highlights a person who went to create this process and then was actually ridiculed for creating it by his own government.
thought he was a spy.
But
They thought he was a spy and a communist.
but it's
And it-
still used
And
to
it's
this
giving
day.
it's giving more insight to who he was and giving him the shine he deserved when he was there.
What is the shine? That's what I'm saying, though. We're trying to highlight somebody for creating something so magnificent, but it did something so negative to a group of people.
So
The thing is, I
It's just-
believe brilliance can also be horrific.
that is a clip. So I want to bring this into like, I see your point. I'm glad you got more airtime to say what you're saying. Because at first I was like, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. So this is what I'm hearing. If I'm being 100% honest with you, yes. Should we not glorify the things that have happened that were horrific? It's almost kind of like I literally had to change my mindset. And my mindset was like, I was tired seeing like slave
Absolutely.
shows all the time. Show
Absolutely.
black brilliance. That's why I was like, ooh, I like Wakanda. I like all these different things. Show like black adventure. Show like this different side. And it hit me where like, if we don't talk about these things, right, then it's something that is easily forgotten. We're like, if the fact dragon was fucking up here, I would have for him like the fact check where like I feel like every like 3 years in Hollywood there's a movie about anti-Semitism like in the Jewish community, reminding people like the Holocaust is bad, to like get that information out, where it's kind of like, and I'll even give you a real world example. When we were being taglined as Andrew Tate supporters, where it's kind of like, and I was telling this person, I was like, literally, I would want to study this person because he has captivated so many people to do stupid stuff. So it's almost kind of like when Costa's saying like, you know, genius can be horrific, where it's like, it really is, where it's like, I know I didn't see it, so like obviously I can only go so far, but like I can get the understanding of documenting it, because like from what I've heard from different people, where like the story is literally about like how they got to the point of like, I did a horrible thing.
I'll say this: the movie does not glorify the atomic bomb in any way. And if anything, you leave there feeling like, man,
Very dumb.
I can't believe we did that. Because then you realize it just started the chain of just everyone's just gonna make a bigger bomb, and that's where the movie kind of ends off. not to create too many spoilers, but he like shows something to Albert Einstein that horrifies him. Don't know what it is. At the end, you learn what it is. It's just that like apparently when the bomb goes off, it could just create an endless chain of explosions. And then at the end, he tells Einstein that is what happened, which is there's his way of saying they're just gonna keep making bombs.
But my thing to this is like I keep coming back to it. It's like we always try and find the scapegoat when things are wrong. We always try and find a way to say this is wrong, but we understand why. Mm-hmm. We get it. This is wrong. It's not black, white, gray. There's no gray area, and we continue to put these war movies in gray areas and talk about the legendariness of these people. And it's like we can't keep putting one perspective side view of things that America has done across the world in one side perspectives and expect it to be gray. It's not gray. It's like, yeah, it makes America look good, but how does it affect other countries? How is it affecting places like Cuba, Puerto Rico? How is it affecting places like Guam and Hawaii? How, like, we have to think about the effects of what we've constantly done in our country, and we don't. And the repercussions of that are oh well, we did that, but this person was okay. The movie about the guy who ran with the message. What was that movie
Paul
called?
Revere?
1914 or whatever.
1914. The war movie about the messenger.
Yeah.
What was going on during that time? World War I, right? Yeah. We were saving the world, and it was all about a message. But we were killing thousands of people. Thousands of people of ours were getting killed. Like we always try and heroize these war movies that have lasting effects on generations of people.
I don't think he's saying that the movie is
It's not a war movie.
No, not a war movie. Or what I heard you say is that they're not glorifying the whole process. They're just telling the story.
It's bringing light to the situation, which, yeah. I'll say this also with like war movies and this stuff. Of course, the saying goes, winners always write the stories. So that's why we get the American perspective, because back-to-back world champions. You've seen those shows. Sorry, don't make me to make light of it. But
Jesus Christ.
At the end of the day, though, also you have to think about like, all right, let's say the U.S. didn't do what we did. Well, we'd be speaking German today. We'd be speaking Japanese, Russian maybe. I mean, at the end of the day, like, it does suck. War sucks. I'm very anti-war, but it's like, it's because of the stuff we did that we are, quote unquote, people are going to disagree, but like the land of the free. Like we have much more freedom here than anywhere else in the world. I'll say that.
I don't know if I agree with that, but we have a lot more opportunity, not freedom.
Okay, I'll agree with that.
Sure.
We technically don't have freedoms here. And we can have that conversation if we want to, but
I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole.
Jesus Christ.
Freedoms. But because of what we did, yes, glorifying this stuff isn't great, and especially the way because we also control the cinema industry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every war movie is a U.S. winning good guys war movie. I understand, but it's also because of what we did, we're able to have the life we live now, where it's like roof over our head, food on our table, and no one tells us what we do.
And that's how the Barbie movie was made.
And that's how the Barbenheimer was made.
Barbenheimer.
That's crazy.
Exploding in the vagina.
I mean, we can
too far.
We can continue to go down the rabbit hole, but that's fine. We can go in a different direction.
Okay. So instead of Oppenheimer or Barbie, what are you gonna watch instead, movie wise?
This is a great
If those two movies stink, you don't have to like them. What's a good option for the people to watch out there that don't want to be a part of those two?
Door Goes Downtown.
Spider-Man?
Nah, that's a lot of violence in there.
I don't know, man. That's
a lot of racial.
I don't.
They're on strike, man.
He doesn't.
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh,
I think they're gone, man. By the way, I think they're gone. I think they got in the car and drove away.
No.
No?
The camera's still doing the thing.
Oh, yeah, it's recording, but they're not here.
No. It's switching back and forth, so like he's not that
Oh.
far. Anywho, it's Cartier Bob, and I got a confession. I have a foot fetish, and this foot fetish can only be quenched when the toes is done. I'm talking about French tip, all 10 toes down. I gotta make sure they looking nice, and the only place that can get that pristine French tip and more right is Capital Nails in Portland, Oregon. So if you're looking to set up an appointment, you can go at, here's the address. We got 10075 Southwest Barber Boulevard, Suite 6A, Portland, Oregon, 97219. You can give them a call to make an appointment at 503-245-7400. Now, Capital Nails is a family-owned business and has been operating for 2 generations of women for over 20 years. Great for any occasion, and for you and my guys, y'all know who I'm talking about. So you know when the pinky toe like hang out of the heel and you complaining, they make sure they take care of that. They make sure the nail is on fleek. So if you have a foot fetish like myself and you want good people to get them toes right so you can be looking at them all nice, Capital Nails Portland. Let's get back to the show. So I actually want to talk about this really quick.
Yes.
This is coming from Instagram, but it's coming from Spiritual World, and it's Utah is the first state to ban social media for everyone under the age of 18. And if someone under the age of 18 has parents and they have kids, they have to get parental consent for them to use social media. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like that. You know,
I bet you would.
I don't know where we're going here with that, but I'll just say this. You know, I say 35 is a great age to, you know, think about having kids. You know, I'm only like, you know, 3-4 years from that shit. You know what I'm saying? And like,
Maybe for a man.
what do you mean by that?
35 is very hard for a woman to get pregnant.
Who says?
Biology.
I'm okay. I'm not talking about that, but I'm just saying I'm gonna be ready.
Oh, okay. So it's on Robert's schedule, ladies and
I'm
gentlemen.
not trying to say it's on my schedule. I'm just saying for me, when I'm 35, I think I'm gonna be ready. I'm not saying the girl's gonna be 35.
I just thought that statement was funny.
Did I say the girl's 35? All right. Anywho, all I'm saying is
now we know.
all I'm saying
Keep
is
going after young women.
all right. So you calling me the Flash?
20 and under.
Fuck out of here. All I'm saying is, I feel like in this generation, this ban was needed. I feel like Utah's ahead of the curve. We get rid of the parents who try to monetize their kids within reason. We get kids not
No, we don't
mindless.
get rid of that because parental what'd you say? What's it called?
Parental control.
Parental control, but also parental. They give
Opportunity.
No,
You feel like the Flash right now?
I'm fucking
Zippity.
stumbling.
Yeah,
rumbling.
you fucking bastard.
I know what you're saying. They are like allow them to be able to use social media.
I think it's gonna be the same way you bought like a rated teen game when you were growing up, like Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, but they give approval.
Consent?
Like the parents are consent. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Same way your parents gave consent when you bought GTA. It's gonna be the same way when kid downloads Instagram and their parents why
But
not?
I mean,
if your friends do it, I don't want you to.
To be honest, we have a parent issue in general right now. It's not. I think our parents are too much friends than parents, and so I don't think it's gonna change anything. It's like what is it called when they ban liquor? Prohibition.
Oh, so these kids gonna be stockpiling phones and throwing them in the fucking lake.
They still gonna be doing it. They just, it's not gonna. I don't know. I feel like they're still gonna be doing it. They do it now. Even when kids get their phone taken from parents, they log in on their friend's phone who has a phone and get on social media. So it's, banning it is not gonna do anything. I think we just need better parenting. So
I know some families that there's like a young adult who has never had social media, and this young adult is gonna be getting social media in literally like 1 year.
And how old is this young adult gonna
Hey,
be?
look here, I'll stab you in your throat. Anywho,
What?
yeah, keep the jokes to a minimum.
No, I'm curious. Like, I want to know how old is this?
This young adult's about to be 16,
Okay.
and she's seen her friends on TikTok. She's seen her friends on Instagram, but she's not allowed. Like, she has to be a certain age and things like that. And yes, I agree with you when it comes to the parents, but like, I feel like when we give parents more opportunities to set limits with kids, where it's kind of like, Fact Dragon, check me on this on that Utah ban, where like it's not going to be allowed in schools. Like, even if you have the parental consent, things like that.
They do that now here in Oregon. It's literally like
He works with kids. Never mind.
you can ban certain things. Like TikTok is banned at most Portland public schools, high schools. Like,
I'll say this though, at least about Utah, those parents hit those kids.
they're also Mormons. So,
Exactly.
You know,
Uh,
a lot of them.
So maybe the kids listen, unlike Portland kids. Portland kids, I think, are more like what you're talking about, where the parents are like friends. I think Utah folks are a little more traditional, is what I'll say.
Nah, that's a nice choice of words.
So maybe
Y'all-
kids will listen.
Y'all think
Maybe.
that's gonna happen? I think it's.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I just don't think it's going to make a big difference.
I think it's gonna make a big difference.
How?
I feel like it's just giving parents more tools. Where I'm like, all right, you have to be 18 to use this.
I mean, what is the drinking age for people right now?
How many kids? These kids ain't drinking like that.
Bro, same way you had to be 17 to play GTA. And all my friends
Yo.
played GTA when we were in middle
Yo,
school.
you know how much these kids drink and smoke now? They
Oh,
doing
so-
that in elementary, middle school.
Yeah.
Oh, so you a criminal?
I'm not a criminal at all,
Who's that? What an accusation.
but they do.
So you was smoking and drinking when you was young?
No, not me.
With the kids.
What
I'm joking.
about
They
you?
do it now.
What? Me?
Yeah.
In high school?
Puffers?
Yeah.
You know, little puff bars?
Cocoa
Costa's
Puffs?
Oh, yeah.
Costa's
Good-
favorite
What?
toy?
No. You're making stuff up now. I don't
What?
suck on
What's
those.
that? What? Say that again?
My buddies all do smoke on those the jewel puff clouds, puff bars, whatever.
You know.
These kids is using those.
Oh, yeah.
Middle school.
So how do you feel
They
about?
middle
setting
school.
alarms off in middle schools.
How do you feel about guys who smoke jewels? Saucy Santana is an artist and said that men shouldn't puff on jewels. You agree with that?
Dude, guys, you can do whatever you want.
There you go.
But a cigarette is more manly. I'll say that.
Being fact checked.
Everything.
The Utah.
Oh, so yeah, it is effectively a ban on people under 18 to use social media. They have to have their parents' consent, and the parents have to basically retain access to the social media account, and they have to remove social media accounts have to remove addictive features from the platforms. But also, there's some caveats about like you can't use it between 10:30 p.m. and 6:30 a.m. And no ads targeting content to minors, which is fine. Yeah, there's a lot cut out for parents' access to the kids.
Mhm.
So what happens to a parent if they don't do it?
Not entirely sure.
Okay,
Oh,
so what happens
okay.
when a parent doesn't pick up the kid
Oh.
from?
They get
From-
fined? Or they-
Okay,
DHS gets called?
okay. What happens in the Mormon community when that happens? Cos
I don't know. I'm
you
not
eat
Mormon.
a pie.
You eat a pie.
You eat a pie.
Not a fact or anything, just plain devil's advocate here, but what happens in the Mormon community when a transgender teen tries to find a safe place to...
Damn, just body slam the Mormon community right there. Every Mormon come for Andrew Carlton.
Well,
I'm just saying.
Damn,
that's
just
all.
body
folks.
slamming.
That's all, folks. Fun hour is over. Serious hour.
Now in Utah, if your mom doesn't give you permission, can you go to your sister mom? You know what I'm saying?
Wait, Andrew made it serious and informative. You made it fun again. Hey.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. Shout out
That's
to all the
hilarious.
Mormons.
Hey,
You know, Oregon has like the second most Mormons in
I
the
can
U.S.
see it.
It's like the second or third most are in Oregon.
I'm not shocked at that.
I went to school with a lot of Mormons.
Also, child violence is not okay. We'll call CPS. We're all mandatory reporters here. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Yeah,
Technically, we're not.
yeah. Ooh, we are.
But since I work in school, I would be. But technically, we're not. We don't deal directly with students.
I don't report it. I beat the dad up.
Oh, this has been the funniest episode. You're out of control.
Okay.
That's all I have to say on that. All
Yeah.
right, I'm
That's
good.
hilarious.
All right. Next topic.
I thought you had two.
No, I have to, but no, we're just go ahead, go.
Oh man, I forgot what we were talking about. That distracted me.
Wait. So what happens? Cause knock on the door, and Dad comes looking out like me, like, "What you gonna do?"
Like you?
Yeah.
I'm not worried.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
If it looked like Andrew, I'd probably pack some heat.
What about RJ?
We'll see.
Dang.
I think an Eminari roll will be enough.
Okay. What about?
Same thing, Eminari roll.
Okay. So okay. All right. We'll
Just
see.
attack-
We'll see how tough he is. What's the what happens? You knock on the door. It's Floyd Mayweather.
Instant double leg takedown. Floyd can't wrestle.
Do you think you gonna get Floyd to the ground?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Floyd's also like 5'7", 5'6".
He be moving quick though.
He is.
You ever seen Tom and Jerry?
He is.
Yeah.
And he might outrun me. but in terms of like,
Bro, you would never get Floyd Mayweather.
you don't think I'd get Floyd Mayweather down?
His hands is too quick.
I have the second topic I have has something kind of to do with this.
Okay.
So we can
Let's
circle
get it.
back around with
Okay.
this. 'cause
Okay.
All right. So let's get rolling back into this sports life a little bit. So the infamous Pac-12, which started as Pac-8, which we talked about earlier, me and Cost, grew to the Pac-10.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope. And then grew to
Shout
Pac-12.
out to Marcus Mariota.
Absolutely.
Or no, sorry. Jeremiah Masoli. That's what I was thinking of,
Ooh.
Pac-10. Yeah.
Yeah. Pac-12, but now we're looking at it becoming the Pac-5.
If that.
if the Pac conference will exist,
The Pacific.
Pacific Athletic Conference will
Yes.
will even exist. Colorado's left, USC's left, UCLA's left. Arizona's looking at leaving. Arizona State's looking at leaving. Oregon is looking at leaving, and
UW,
Washington's
yep.
looking at leaving as well.
Kind of just leaving Oregon
Um,
State and Washington State.
And
And Stanford.
Cal and Stanford too as well. Oh no, I think Arizona and Arizona State are still in it. It's Cal and Stanford that are looking at also leaving too. as
Maybe.
well. So what do you guys think about the movement of the Pac-12 and the realignment?
If you listen to this, Saudi oil companies and the Saudis,
Come help.
just come by us.
Alabama will come to the Pac-12 if that happens. But I don't know. I don't love it. Of course, it's money. At the end of the day, money is always the fucking answer and is always the root of all evil. It sucks. Growing up, I was always a huge Pac-12, Pac-10 guy, defending the Pac-12, Pac-10. Yeah, you'd see the team get to the final, get smashed by an Alabama or an Auburn or
A Georgia?
a Georgia, like any conference with like
TSU?
big linemen and big defensive ends. But it was always nice. You know, I've always felt like the Pac-12 was actually pretty good. I thought it was better than the Big 10 for a while and the Big 12.
Yeah.
So to kind of see it leave, and just geographically, it's so stupid. Like you have USC and UCLA now is going to be playing with teams, in Big 12, right? So then teams in like the Southwest and Southeast of America, just kind of weird, and yeah, it's just stupid.
Colorado already left, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, because Colorado's not like that good. They just have Dion now.
They want the money. They want the notoriety. They want
Yeah.
they want the camera. And
Dion lose his foot.
Yeah, he got it amputated.
Like, wait, actually?
Well, not all of it, just like the knuckles of the foot. Like he has like I think he has like one or two toes left. The rest of it is amputated off.
Jesus.
Yeah. But
Sick.
yeah, so in this like realignment, I was listening to CBS Sports and they were talking about how with the remaining teams of like Oregon State, Washington State, and some of those other schools, they're probably end up going to the Mountain West, which is crazy to even think about because low key they would fit in those conferences, like with like Boise State and University of New Mexico, and like they would fit in those conferences and be able to be a top contender in those conferences. I feel that I think Utah would be one of those two as well, which I feel would dominate that conference just because they dominate the Pac-12 already. They do pretty well. But
I saw there's also speculation to keep the Pac-12 alive. They're trying to bring in like San Diego State to replace one of San Diego State.
So they would be moving some of these bigger schools.
Colorado State would then join since Colorado's leaving. And then the other one was UNLV because that Las Vegas market.
Yeah.
So you start to think it's like, San Diego, Las Vegas, the other Colorado team.
They wouldn't make a lot of money in that conference, but it's a bigger conference for them.
It gets back to a Pac-12.
It wouldn't be 12. It would go back to like 8 or 10 because of how many schools.
If Oregon leaves and if all the other ones leave.
Oregon and Washington, they're going to leave.
You think 100%?
Absolutely, because there's no money in it anymore. Because
maybe
Pac-12 will only be streamed on Apple.
That's stupid.
On Apple TV streaming. So like they got the $8 million contract or whatever or something.
I think
like
it's 18.
Or 18 million.
I think it's 18. Yeah. Which is still like 10 million less than what the other conferences are getting.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So CBS didn't want to pick up on Pac-12. ABC didn't want to pick up on the Pac-12.
And it's all football too.
Yeah.
Even though the Pac-12 is the conference of champions, quote unquote.
When it comes to track and field, yeah.
Track and field.
When you come to other sports, Pac-12 is definitely dominant. UCLA. You got to think about it. UCLA, USC, Stanford. Like those are some of the most prestigious schools when it comes to a lot of sports. So like gymnastics,
even U of O.
U of O, yeah. When it comes to track and field, I feel like that's their next biggest thing is
and basketball.
Basketball is usually dominated by UCLA. Anyway,
fuck
RJ.
UCLA.
Yeah.
I'll say this right now.
Your Ducks, man, they're leaving.
I'm gonna say this.
They're not even gonna be playing in Eugene anymore.
Yeah, they will.
They'll be playing in Chicago.
Oh,
the Chicago Ducks.
That's so weird. Only thing I'm gonna say is, in the Pac-12, if it does break up, I think the only thing we really have to say is, U of O had the best, looking girls on the fucking team.
No. Give your all-time Pac-12 player.
Oh. That's hard. There's a lot. Are you talking about from Oregon specifically?
Just anyone.
I mean,
Dennis
Dixon is
Dennis Dixon.
Dennis Dixon is probably one of my favorite, or Ed Dixon.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them played for my team or our team,
yeah.
Ravens. But yeah.
I guess we're kind of biased. I'll say LaMichael James. That's who I grew up watching.
Okay.
I'll say myself.
Yeah. Hey, this is a Pac-12 athlete we're talking about right here. Actually,
it is.
How good was Oregon at tennis?
They didn't give me enough money.
You didn't get any money. Shut up.
I did give
Who paid you?
U of O paid me. Yeah.
Oh, for being like the dorm boss.
No,
you got some. You got some.
I got some
hush money.
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
I have zero college debt from U of O. Holla at you, boy.
Oh, that's scholarship. Though.
Oh! I got some money.
Did you get some envelope money?
I got some envelope money. They're like,
for tennis?
Of course, you know what I'm saying. So what happened was, I showed up one time. I had my headgear,
Absolute lies. You
I'm not telling you a lie.
Absolutely, you're like a Reggie Bush or something.
That's another great Pac-12.
That is another great Pac-12. Okay.
All I'm saying is,
well, it was a Pac-10 at that point, but
now I'm saying, step up on the court, and I told them I was trying to turn pro. Bada bing, bada boom. And I was really trying to get some sponsorships, and then I threw my serve up one time. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
For people not, don't know tennis, you put that hand in there to locate that ball. Yeah. Going over top, going, a little top serve. A little kick at the end. A little kick serve. In the chest.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Oh. But what happened was, they really was telling me that they was gonna do it, and then one night I was serving, twisted my ankle.
Uh-oh.
You know what I'm saying? So major injuries, really stopped my career, But
That
when I got
usually
kids, I'm gonna have a little Serena in there. A little Zion too, you know what I'm saying?
Mount Zion.
Yeah.
The world may never know.
All right.
I have a topic for us because I promise we will not be talking about that soon. But I promise, speaking of mountains and moving mountains, some mountains you just don't want to climb, but sometimes you do.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I'll just say this: Lizzo's climbing a mountain that she will not get down from.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
She's
You
finding
sure Liz
demons.
knows how to climb mountains? She might be too big.
Hey, that's fat shaming.
No.
You're allowed to do it now, actually.
No,
She's being canceled.
Time out. Let me tell you the irony of reading that shit like 2 days ago. How did the body positivity giant tell other big people that, hey, fatty, you need to lose some weight? Just think of the irony of that.
Wait, what?
She didn't say that allegedly, but
She wanted her dancers, one or two dancers specifically, to be more like fit.
Bro, never mind.
So I'll just say this. There's this one meme I was gonna send you. It was like me showing up. I think I'm gonna find it. But anyway, I'm gonna say this piece and then I'm gonna let y'all take it. I just find it very ironic that she's being sued for this and it's being like validated from like lots of different people and like
A lot of people saying like, yeah, Lizzo's not great. to
Lizzo's
work
not a
with.
great person and things like that.
A lot of people are coming out.
Because I'm gonna swing it to
Wait,
you with all the
what?
details. Yeah, he'll give you the details in a second. I just find it very ironic because she was very like, leading the charge, and it's almost kind of like, I'll just say this is my beginning point. My beginning point is great power comes great responsibility. I feel like if you don't grow up and you're not familiar with having power, when you get power, you just get drunk with it.
Oh, yeah.
I'll let you take it over.
Yeah, so this tweet is by Popcrave on Twitter. You guys at Popcrave is the source. So specific claims made against Lizzo and her dance captain, Shirlene Quigley, in a lawsuit filed by her ex-dancers. So for Lizzo, these are all accusations, so they go as such. Accused of overworking dancers and making the group re-audition in an excruciating 12-hour rehearsal, though she was dissatisfied with, would be fired and sent home. Accused of firing dancers for challenging her claim that the group was drinking before performances. Accused of making thinly veiled comments violating or relating to a dancer's weight gain, and later firing her for recording a meeting while suffering an eye condition. Accused of coercing a dancer into touching a woman's breast at a strip club despite the dancer opposing. And accused of inviting her dancers to a nude cabaret bar without disclosing the specifics of the performance. And there's some crazy story about her making her dancers eat bananas out of sex workers'
Is that?
private parts in Amsterdam.
Do you think that's true?
I don't know if that one's true, but that was another rumor going around.
All right, let's see how hard this is. Do y'all think you could shoot like a banana? Just think being in Amsterdam, being like,
Respect.
"Hey, AJ, do that." Would you? How would you feel like that?
Eating a banana out of
Or
a
banana being shot at you from inside of a vagina, like a rocket. Oppenheimer. Boom.
What the fuck? That's funny.
that's exactly.
Well, the second part, but there's other people listed in there, and one of them is Shireen Quigley, who's a tour's dance captain.
Yeah.
Who was like preaching Christianity to the dancers.
Yeah.
Yeah, just wild.
She was like forcing her religion on like the dancers.
So my question is to you, AJ.
Oh, they
so
lost.
you go to Casa Diablo, and a woman launches a banana from her hoo-ha hot.
Dude, I'm going home, taking a hot shower, playing some 2K, and going to sleep.
Yeah.
All right, I'm curious. What are y'all thoughts on this? I'm curious.
On the Lizzo thing?
Yeah.
Is it really that surprising?
No.
Right?
No.
There was always something about her.
For me, it is,
Mm.
and I say that because of her early stance on just body positivity, right? In the sense of like self-awareness, like in promoting this, like that was the staple of who Lizzo originally was. So like being able to revert on that statement and be like, nah, B, you're fat, like lose some weight type. It's like, what has happened? What has happened in her mental? What has happened to...
She was untouchable. You couldn't say anything about her.
You see what I'm saying though? But like,
that's why bullying should be allowed.
But it's like when you...
That's a joke.
I kind of have to agree to that. Like not a sense of like
you have
bullying,
to be self-aware.
but like I think, like you say, with great power comes great responsibility. You always say that all the time, right? So it's like she felt untouchable.
Oh yeah,
and I can do and say and walk in any light that I want to. So like even if it's joking, in a way, I'm going to shit on somebody and laugh about it later and be like, oh, whatever. And it's like not understanding the impact that you've just created on someone else because it hasn't happened to them.
And I'll say this kind of early too as well, because I have 2 points, and I'll get the second point a little bit later. But like when we kind of look at like, and I'll say this when women talk about what's going on for them and how they want, equity, and how the LGBT community talks about that, trans, all that other stuff. I'll just say that that it's easy to be like, all right, we didn't have these powers for a while and now we're being heard. So like whatever you're saying, shut the fuck up. And like how othering that is to other people, where it's kind of like we have to say, like, we were just talking about like Oppenheimer, Barbie, and all this stuff where we're like, in our capitalist society, like people are trying to make a quick buck. So it's so easy. We're like, all right, we're going to put a biracial couple, or we're going to put a gay couple on the Honey Nut Cheerios ad because we know people are going to be like, whatever. And not doing it from like the kindness of a heart for like pure representation. So it's kind of like when people kind of like know, where it's kind of like, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know how many situations where you're kind of like, don't put yourself in a situation where a woman could say like, oh, you did that to me. Because, and I don't know how many times I've heard being like a woman or someone saying like, oh, I can do this because people are going to believe me. And that's where it comes like the body positivity, where it's kind of like, you can't say it a opposing view, where it's kind of like, I don't care how you live, but like, what are we doing here? So, but that's just a little bit where I'm coming from.
Yeah. The reason I said it's not surprising, and Robert, we talked about this on the show a while ago. Remember when she went to the Laker game wearing the T-shirt with the cutout for her thong? And like, we kind of said, hey, that's kind of weird. And people were like, hey, you can't say that because it's Lizzo. And I'm like, okay, fine, okay. Well, turns out she was off. And she's getting her cake now. Didn't mean to make it that
she's
type of
getting her cake and eating it too, huh?
Yeah, she's getting her comeuppance right now. And everyone coming out saying all this nasty stuff about her and their experiences. Apparently, there's a filmmaker. Sorry, I didn't get like that. I saw it and I like scrolled past it. But there's a filmmaker who was following Lizzo in 2019 to make a documentary about her. Allegedly. That like pulled out of the documentary because she just could not work with Lizzo. She said she was impossible to work with.
So the one thing that I hate about our society, like yes, there's the like, once somebody does something wrong to someone, everybody comes out of the woodwork and be like, yeah, she did that to me too. Yeah, they did that to me too. Yeah, and it's like, why didn't y'all say this when it happened? Why didn't y'all start the drum when it started beating? Now that,
well, they were scared. They were scared for their career. Probably they were scared of. She was untouchable. You couldn't say anything about Lizzo.
And you also kind of got to look at it too. Like I mentioned it before, like the tables turning, where it's almost kind of like the whole like Me Too, right? Where it's kind of like women felt more comfortable being like, there's going to be justice. Being like, there's a lot of people I felt like wanted to say stuff, but they were silenced, where it's kind of like, allegedly, but like, what if Lizzo's just saying, y'all need to work these 18-hour days. Nobody's gonna hire, big girls to be dancing. I'm the only person in town who's going to hire you. You know what I'm saying? Where like it's so easy to be like and implant that, or like I can't believe I'm gonna say this. I can't. That is forever on scene. Send that to the group chat.
No, they put it in.
Yeah, I put that. All right. So let me kick it to you like this. Let me kick it to you like this. This was actually said to me a week ago, but I think I'm gonna say it on the podcast. So somebody, I'm not gonna say who, was talking to me about like what's worse, being physically abused or like mentally abused, and like I go back to the mantra of the pen is mightier than a sword, because I'll just say this: indoctrinating someone and like really like trying to fake them out, and that emotional manipulation, like that is very powerful. Because I'll just say this: if I might get canceled, if someone doesn't die, right? But like the physical will end. The words you say to yourself will forever live in your head. We're like, I haven't forgotten when in like 3rd or 5th grade when someone called me fat. That lives sometimes rent free in my head. Where like, but that fight I had at outdoor school, 1-0, it's over and done with it. So you know what I'm saying? But that's all I'm saying.
I'm so confused.
I don't know where you were going with that point whatsoever.
What?
Yeah, check your phone, Rob. I don't know.
You don't get the point. So the point
You circled around a couple, like two, 3 times there. I got a little lost.
okay.
I think the viewers did too.
This the point. The point of like what's worse, emotional manipulation,
Yeah.
Okay.
versus
Yeah.
just physical. Like
And you're saying that what Lizzo did is worse because she was emotionally manipulating.
Does that
okay.
make more,
Yeah.
that makes sense now?
Yes, it does now.
Thank you, Jesus Christ.
But to AJ's point, yeah, I would have liked people to come out sooner that like have all this nasty stuff to say about her. But at the end of the day, I don't know. You got to watch out for your career, I guess. And some people are untouchable until they're not, and then that's when like the Hadouken comes in.
That cancel culture, man, I think it's disgusting. But
You know who can save this situation right now? DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled and the
You ever play rugby?
DJ Khaled and the Weight Watchers.
Sunday brunch. I call it cappuccino. I've been watching way too many DJ Khaled. I call it cappuccino.
egg whites, turkey bacon.
Like Al Pacino.
Y'all need big people, because I'm a former big person. We got to put all our money in DJ Khaled because he did it.
God bless him.
Man.
But I think go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think what I really want to like bring up, because now I'll say this: she's proven innocent until guilty. I'll say this, so hopefully she'll have some great counterpoints.
These are all accusations.
Yes, so you better have these accusations and have counterpoints. You gotta keep them rolling.
I see what you did there, and that was dirty.
Anywho, all I'm saying is we gotta look at this, and this is my last point with this, where like I propel her, if this is all true, to the Derek Jackson, congratulations, you played yourself Hall of Fame. Whereas like you can't emotionally manipulate people, and it's kind of like you just gotta think of like the menacing, maniacal like brain of like I'm going to prey upon people's insecurities to make money.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's kind of like if I'm gonna talk to people about love, I want to live a life where like it's reflecting what I'm doing. Where it's kind of like, how can you be that disingenuous? Which makes me, it's sad because you know how many like little girls looked up to Lizzo, and now she's gonna be like she's gonna be one like, hey, fat boy. You know how like in the Water Boy,
Yeah.
some shit like that. So
Speaking of the water boy, he was never a water boy. He's always been the captain. LeBron. So LeBron started a school 2018. The Ipromise Academy.
Yeah.
That goes off of the Ohio public school system, or Akron public school system, or whatever, something like that. And records come to show that none of their students passed benchmarks for math, according to an article. I got to go back and find the article. According to an article.
Can you even cite your sources? Damn.
No, I cannot. But one of the principals talked about how, and this is kind of where I jump in. One of the principals talked about how in schools nowadays we're too busy testing on standards and not testing on proficiencies and growth in education. And talked about how COVID played a huge factor in why they were such a negative impact on growth in education, and how they're not working on passing state standards. They're working on getting them more proficient in math, reading, writing, and science. What are you guys' thoughts on this whole piece? Because it was like a huge thing.
Yeah.
I promise that I won't be slandering LeBron, even though he's 3-7 in the finals. This is not his fault. Finally, for once.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's his fault.
It's no one's fault. Or you gotta kind of look at it later as well, because I don't know the Ohio.
It's kind of the principal's fault.
That too. I don't know if it's I don't know what the like state guidelines are in Ohio, but it's almost kind of like, do certain schools get money for underrepresenting or not meeting like benchmarks when it comes to like state testing? So that's something I think about. And then if I'm keeping the band too as well, we like LeBron provided everything he needed to do. It's on our educators to figure it out.
Yeah. I get the perspective of the principal saying stuff like, oh, we're teaching kids in a different way. That's, we're not just testing them and quizzing them and short-term memory. And I get that. And a lot of schools talk about that as well. But at the same time, it's not like, because what school is that for? Because wasn't that for like elementary grade they weren't passing?
No, all grades.
For all grades?
Yeah.
I just feel like that's not like that hard of an exam to pass as a student. Like I was very much not good at math, and I still could like get through the standardized testing. As a kid who like in elementary school barely spoke English.
But you are not a kid from Akron.
Complex.
Okay. All right, yeah.
So
you know what they play in Akron the most, man?
According to
Soccer.
Complex,
That's what that city's known for, soccer.
According
tell you
to
what you
Complex, 8th graders at LeBron James, as I promised, haven't passed a single math test in 3 years.
Jesus
Ooh,
Christ.
come on, man! Like you hear that?
Why aren't you cheating? Teach them how to cheat.
So, but
Honestly.
I have to play devil's advocate to this and say I have to agree with the teachers and the faculty and staff and what they're saying.
Uh-huh.
Going through a down year with COVID in education, all educations across the United States are down, period. So it's not about teaching students to test, it's about actually teaching students. And I think that's the biggest thing that I've seen out of this, because one of the teachers was talking about how it says we are reigniting dreams that were extinguished, and when we started this work to wrap around students through education, we entered a partnership with the public school for a long haul. So it's like talking about just like this idea of like it's bigger than just testing. Like we're trying to get them all around up to speed, because they're behind. And when you look at black and brown students as a whole, across boards, even outside of COVID, they were already behind academically. So it's this process of continuing to drive that and motivate students to get to a proficient level so that they can begin to pass these without having to study to pass an exam and actually learn the education and what is supposed to be taught, if that makes any sense. That make any sense?
No, not fun. Hey, see, no, it doesn't make sense. Not fun.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I get what you're
And
saying.
I don't get it.
Oh, yeah,
Cool.
I think he's clowning a little bit, but
I really wish they would do support the public schools. Shit. I know a lot. I mean, I know a lot of people who didn't pass math, language arts,
Absolutely.
geometry.
One of the worst school systems in America, actually.
Portland
Public?
Just Oregon in general has one of the worst graduation rates.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think the kind of this also, and I'll keep it brief. This circles back to what you were originally talking about. Well, where it comes to a child's education, it's like a 3-pronged approach. It's how the kid's feeling, where the kid's at. It's the school and the teachers and the faculty, and then it's the parents. Where it's like the whole nature versus nurture. Where like it's never all of nature, it's never all of nurture. It's a combination of the two. So it's like I feel like Bron is being used as a scapegoat because he literally is a man. Like if like he built something and he's working on his own career, it's almost kind of like you can't fault someone for like a faulty franchise. Or like if you buy this franchise and you're over here, we're like, yeah, it's your responsibility, but like there's a franchise owner. Like,
Yeah.
So it's kind of like why isn't this working? But once again, I feel like we can't fully blame anyone with this. It just goes back to testing because testing truly doesn't dictate the person. Because if you look at Oppenheimer, some of them couldn't pass a test. They couldn't pass.
Back to this, huh?
So I'm not saying there was no education there at all. It says of our incoming 8th graders, 32% met the annual typical growth in reading, while 11 of them met their stretch goal for the year. 42% demonstrated growth in math in 7th grade school year, and then so it's like there's education stuff being taught, but instead of testing people for an outcome for teaching people how to test, you're actually teaching them. And I think that is the most important piece is we need to teach students, not test students, to teaching students to test, if that makes sense. Yeah. All right.
Well,
Cost, don't you have one more?
I do have one more. Super quick.
Let's round the curve.
All right. This will be fun. Do you guys know who Bradley Martin is?
no.
Fitness influencer, kind of big muscular guy. Has a podcast because, of course, he does. I mean, you've heard of Bradley Martin. I feel like you got that look on your face. Always wears a hat because he's bald, kind of has a beard. Always has like athletes on his podcast.
I don't know about the podcast. That name sounds familiar.
He's the owner of Zoo Culture in
Okay.
LA and those line of gyms. So Bradley's had a couple fighters on his podcast. So Bradley, big guy, 260, just bodybuilder build.
Mhm.
Has had a couple fighters on his podcast. Devin Haney, Nate Diaz, Brendan Schaub, former UFC guy. And everyone, he's like, do you think I could beat you up? Every single one. He told Devin Haney he thinks he could beat him up. Devin Haney being the 137 champion, 4-division champion, or 4-belt champion in boxing. Nate Diaz, who's Nate Diaz? You guys know Nate Diaz. Hopefully people know, former UFC MMA fighter. And then Brendan Schaub, so Nate Diaz being about like 170, and then Brendan Schaub, who's a heavyweight in the UFC. So Brendan Schaub's walking around like 270, probably heavier than Bradley. Also only like 6 years older than Bradley. A guy who's like a black belt in jiu-jitsu, knocked out like 10 guys in the UFC. And Bradley's like, do you think you could beat me up? All this stuff. Like, and there's just this running meme going on about like Bradley Martin thinking that he could, just because he's 260 and like a bodybuilder, he can beat up any fighter. So right now, Brendan Schaub, who's on his podcast, and he's like, dude, I'd fucking kill you. I'd like murder you. He's like, actually, not just me. He's like, I think Demetrius Johnson could beat you up. Demetrius Johnson is the best fighter in the world at 125 pounds. And right now, they're working on getting a fight between Demetrius Johnson and Bradley Martin
Wow.
to show that even though the motherfucker's 125, you could beat Bradley. And I think he will. So they're working on doing that right now. And that's going to be a fun little exposition.
Look, that's crazy.
I'll watch that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I think those people need to get their ass whooped.
Oh, 100%.
Like the ones that just walk around and talk shit all day and call people out and be like, you can't do shit. I'm not like, you need to get your ass whooped. Like somebody need to knock you the fuck out.
Because
like
I'll tell you now what DJ's gonna do is he's gonna attack his leg.
Yeah.
He's gonna go for either single leg, some type of roll into his leg, and yeah, he's 125 pounds. But imagine like 125 pounds of force, right? All like cranking on your ankle, cranking on your knee.
See, that's not fair.
What?
They got a bare knuckle. They tie one leg to each other, so they just take shots. One pa, like slappily, they just punch each other.
Are you talking about the telephone thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like that's a true testament.
The telephone booth,
Yeah.
or
Yeah, telephone booth, because it's like that one small animation, like big strong guy versus like quick fast guy. He's gonna run around the ring.
yeah. Well, when you fully allow humans to just be humans, this is what happens. If you constrict them to an environment, there will be like an archetype that's better for that environment.
Yeah, so there's some people who pop the trunk. There's some people who, go to the bathroom. There's a lot of different ways. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Now, to answer your question, can I take down Floyd Mayweather?
Absolutely not.
So I'm not saying beat up Floyd Mayweather. I don't think I can beat up Floyd Mayweather. I'm not saying that. I'm not that stupid. But could I take Floyd Mayweather down? I think that if we're in a ring, I don't know. He's pretty quick. It'd be tricky. It would be. I'm not gonna.
I think it goes back to what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right. Like on the street, probably not because he got bodyguards. But like if he opened the door, right? Like if you pulled up at his house, knocked on his door, and he opened the door,
Yeah.
you have that opportunity to take him down. Absolutely. Right. But if you're set in a ring and if you're set like in the street going, no.
Mm-hmm.
So like he's saying, it's all about this like opportunity to make things fair. Like, let's make things fair and see what happens. Making things fair in that type of situation, hands down, I don't think a lot of people win in that. A lot of people.
So, yeah. Well, we know what happened to Batman when he fought Bane. Broke his back. That's going to be you.
I'm breaking Floyd's back, right?
I'm born in the darkness. That's what you going to tell him?
Yeah.
I'm Bane.
I'll tell you now, I'll definitely be able to lift him above my head like Bane did. He's like, what, 160?
Hey, Floyd, let's make this happen. I know you want some money.
No
I got 26 cents.
26
cents on this.
Funny. But no, I'm not. Yeah.
Wow, this has been...
This is a long one.
I know. Or actually, no, I don't think so. We'll see. This has been I think this has been the funniest Play No Games podcast in quite some time. A lot of culpable moments. I'm gonna keep it short and brief. Thank y'all for listening. I really appreciate. We really appreciate everyone who listens week to week, and it makes us come back. So to the 1 listener, 26 listeners, really appreciate y'all. If you like what we're doing, like, comment, subscribe.
I thought Costa was at least gonna say his name.
I know.
If you like what we're doing, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. It is free. Absolutely free. If you like to donate to $Hero
Bob.
God damn. But also, shout out to the sponsor. Sponsor will be posted in the bio. Please pull up. Get your nails did.
And go watch the Backseat Critics after you watch this episode.
Have a good one. Peace.
Probably wondering if I think of you. Sorry, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, for the bag that I never had. Yeah, you probably mad right now. Yeah, I got a 2-piece now. Shit, I think they call them groupies now.